Welcome to the beginning of your coaching journey. You are about to begin an amazing journey that, without doubt, will transform your life, your ministry, and the lives of those around you. My name is Dr. Felix C. Villanueva. I am the Director of Coaching for the Vibrant Faith Coaching School. As the Director of Coaching, I am responsible for the development and implementation of our coaching program. By the way, if you hear a slight accent, don't worry. Our brains have the capacity to fill in the gaps, and you will be able to adjust your hearing to my accent in no time. I often say I speak with a Southern accent, south of Florida, that is. Having said that, I am a Master Certified Coach with the International Coaching Federation, or ICF. The Master certification is the highest certification given to coaches around the world, and I've been coaching over 20 years. There are about 1,100 Master Certified Coaches in the world out of over 33,000 total certified coaches. I have a doctorate in organizational leadership, along with my master's in divinity and a master's in counseling. I was ordained as a pastor in the Christian Church Disciples of Christ and have served in ministry for over 3 decades. Today, I am retired from official church ministry, and I'm completely devoted to my coaching journey. As a pastor and as a Christian leader, I have served in various ministry settings, from military and hospice chaplaincy to local church, and finally, as a denominational executive. I am passionate about coaching because I have witnessed the transformation that occurs when people embrace the coaching process. Goals that once felt unreachable now can be reached. Dreams and hopes once left behind are now part of a growth path. And all this happens in a very short amount of time with very little effort of my part as a coach. Now, sounds incredible? Just wait and see. Before we begin, please be aware that throughout this course, we use the terms coachee and client interchangeably. In other words, they mean exactly the same. As you begin your coaching journey, let's start with the basics. Our course follows the guidelines for accreditation established by the ICF. ICF is the largest and most respected coaching accreditation organization in the world. And if you remember, ICF stands for International Coaching Federation. What is coaching? Oftentimes, when I tell strangers I am a coach, the first thing they ask is baseball or soccer. Others will ask me if I am a life coach. To tell you the truth, before I began my career as a coach, I would have asked the same questions. As to those who ask me if I am a life coach, I will reply with a yes and a no. And we will explore this response during the course of our time together. The first thing you will need to know about coaching is that coaching is not a fad. Coaching has been around since the late 1990s and have been utilized by corporations around the world since the beginning. As a matter of fact, according to a recent study conducted by ICF, coaching is the second fastest growing industry in the world. Having said all that, coaching is fairly new to the church and to Christian ministry. In my experience in the church, it seems as if we tend to be late to too many of the modern advances. Well, I will need to leave that conversation for another time. What is coaching? According to the ICF, coaching is partnering with clients in a thought-provoking and creative process that inspires them to maximize their personal and professional potential. I often say that coaching is about helping people achieve their goals quickly and in small increments. Coaching is about journeying with a person as they discover their gifts and talents. There are 2 important aspects of coaching that sets it apart from other helping professions. The first distinction is that coaching is not about fixing people. This is a very important distinction that we need to fully internalize. Coaching departs from the premise that humans have been created full and complete, and that they possess within themselves all the tools and answers they need. From a faith perspective, this notion departs from the belief that we were created at the image of the Creator. With that comes the understanding that we have the capacity to know what we need. As a coach, my job is to walk alongside the coachee and invite them to discover their innate gifts and the answers that lie within. As a matter of fact, coaching is often translated in other languages as to accompany. As a coach, I truly understand that I don't have the answers for the other person. They already know what they need to do. The secret to becoming an outstanding coach is to understand and internalize this concept. We will look at this in more depth in the next few lessons. The second aspect of coaching that makes it different from other professions is that every coaching session needs to produce steps towards a plan of action. The plan is designed by the client and not the coach. This plan contains measurable goals or SMART goals, as well as accountability steps. Again, we will fully immerse ourselves in this concept in the future. A question that often surfaces when I train coaches is, what's the difference between coaching, therapy, mentoring, and consulting? This is an important question. I often encounter individuals who call themselves coaches, but what they do falls under the categories of consulting or mentoring. So what's the difference? Simply put, therapy is about archaeology, while coaching is about architecture. In other words, therapy helps the client dig the bones of the past, study the bones, bring that knowledge into the present, and help them move or forge a path into the future. In addition, there's a power differential in therapy. The therapist is the expert who guides the client into the future. Consulting is about analyzing a situation, designing a plan, and providing the roadmap to the client. Like in therapy, the consultant is the expert. Oftentimes, if the plan fails, the responsibility falls into the consultant. Mentoring is about using the mentor's own experiences to educate the mentee. In other words, the mentee learns through the experiences of the mentor. Again, the mentor is the expert. Coaching, on the other hand, is always future-looking. With the feet anchored in the present, the coachee is invited to dream of a preferred future. After that, they're invited to build a bridge backwards into the present. At that moment, they're invited to design steps to move into that preferred future. Different from therapy, consulting, and mentoring, coaching is about the meeting of two experts. In other words, there's no power differential. The client is the expert in their own lives. The coach is the expert in coaching. Together, we partner to design and live into a preferred future for the coachee. Since the client is the expert, they are responsible for creating a plan and for following up. If the plan doesn't work, it's up to them to figure it out and figure out how to correct it. In summary, coaching is about helping people develop their full potential, moving them from great to greatest. Coaching is about walking alongside another expert as they move forward into their journey. Coaches are not fixers. Coaching is about understanding that the client already knows the answers to the questions. And finally, coaching is not coaching unless the coachee walks away with at least one step towards achieving their goals. I realized this was a quick overview of coaching. There is so much more to be learned. I hope this introduction has gotten you excited about becoming a coach. During the next lesson, you will become familiar with the International Coach Federation and its 8 core competencies. Again, welcome.